Alright guys, so Fula coming to you with another video. Shout outs to the whole LDBC. Make sure you download that app on Google or Apple, whatever platform you have. And also sign up for the Lions Den Boxing community. So I kind of wanted to give my take on the Demetrius Andrade Sulecki presser. Now, you know, a lot of people are talking about the Keith Thurman Pacquiao presser. You know, I just want to just cook a little bit off of the Andrade one, since it's the lesser known fight, and many people aren't even really checking for this fight, to be honest with you. But I am, because, you know, it's always Cape Verde strong with me. But anyhow, typical Eddie Hearn, you know, exaggerating numbers, saying that seats are going fast, and that, you know, he was basically doing a promoter's job, capping for his fighter, giving him reasons why certain fights didn't happen, you know, or I should say giving the public reasons why certain fights didn't happen, like the Billy Joe Saunders fight, like the who else, like the let me see who else was in contingent. I guess that was about it. Why the Billy Joe Saunders fight didn't happen. And he also said that, you know, Boo Boo is willing to dance with anybody, that he will get in there and be a dance partner to anybody. Now, what I will say is that, like, about 80% of me believes it, and then 20% of me says, well, maybe not. But I mean, I truly believe that Boo Boo would have fought the Charlos if it wasn't for that Rock Nation thing. I still stand by that. I believe that, you know, he would have got in there with the Charlo brothers, either one, when they were both at 154, and I think that fight would have happened. But it's just that, you know, him pulling out of that fight due to the whole Rock Nation thing is what set him back. As it stands right now, man, Rock Nation is doing some salty business, man. You have a lot of people who are suing Rock Nation, man. There's another fighter who's actually suing Rock Nation too, you know. So it's not looking too good for them. Anyhow, one thing I will say, and this is a good look for him, I think that, you know, he's kind of, even with this whole DAZN thing, he kind of has his 18 promotions still going on. He's still kind of doing, like, I want to say, in a way, although he's promoted by Eddie Hearn and whatnot, I want to say that it seems to me that he is still doing a little bit of something sovereign for himself, because as it stands, there were a couple of fighters that, you know, I think were under his banner that are fighting on the card. You know, these are not known names, but I think they're promoted by A-Team. So with that being said, that's a pretty good look that he's able to kind of have some control. And also, you know, he's going to probably see more paper too. So that's a good look. I will say that I was happy about that. But the whole presser was kind of boring. you know, it was good to hear his father talk, but his father didn't really have that much to say, you know. But yeah, it was cool, you know, to hear him like give a couple of words and stuff like that. Now, one thing I will say is that, you know, Sulecki, due to his like limited command of English, and I think due to the fact that they didn't really have a Polish translator, it was kind of like he was just playing like the civil role, basically, which I'm not mad at, you know. And so he didn't really have much to say, really. He just, you know, thank you for the opportunity. You know, I came here to fight, this, that, and the other. You know, that's pretty much all that came from him, you know. Now, Demetrius Andrade, you know, he busted out with the Espanol a little bit. And, you know, he was kind of like usual, showing some charisma. I mean, he said that, you know, that he's going to break ribs. He said that, you know, he may lend Sulecki his cut man for the night, and so that he can go from 2, and that his cut man can go from side to side, basically. Now, I will say that, you know, he was talking that slick talk. You know, he was talking that, I guess you can say he was talking that slick southpaw talk, you know. You know, and so what happened is he said that, you know, Sulecki, he respects him as a fighter. He thinks he's a heck of a fighter. But he also said that, you know, that stops. He says that, you know, the momentum that Sulecki has going, he said he's stopping that. You know, he basically said nobody's stopping this train. You know, those were the words of Boo Boo. Now, I will say this. If what he says is true, if what Boo Boo says is true, if what he does in the press conference with his words, if he does that in the ring, what I'm expecting to see is a performance like his Willie Nelson performance. You know, that type of performance where he was just thoroughly just dominating that fight and was dominating every facet of that fight. That's what I expect to see from him, you know, because it's high time now, man. You know, I have to say that he has made mistakes in his career. You know, I cannot say that, oh yeah, this guy, you know, just played it right. Nah, man, mistakes were made. You know, fights were pulled out of. But now here's his chance, you know. It's showtime. It's go time. So what I'm hoping for is that he backs up his words with a whole lot of action come June 29th. You know, as it stands, I've always rated Demetrius Andrade. You know, not just for the simple fact that he Cape Verde strong. And, you know, my fam, of course, some of my fam from mainland Africa have laid down roots there in Cape Verde. You know, Santiago, where y'all at? Yes. But anyhow, I'm hoping, man, that we see something incredible, man. You know, I hope that, you know, with Boo Boo, because I'm going to be honest, in this last couple of fights, I gave him a pass for the Walter Katandakwa fight for the simple fact of inactivity. You're shaking off ring rush, right? But now, as far as the Akabal fight, I give him a little bit of a pass, but not too much of a pass, for the simple fact that, you know, Akabal, with all due respect, he was on the back foot a lot. You know, he was, I want to say he was on his bike, his 10 speed, a lot of the fight, you know. But this fight, what I believe and what I'm hoping is that he fights to the level of his competition, and that, you know, we'll see the dog. We'll see. I want to see how big his dog is. You know, that's what I'm hoping for in this fight, that we see how big the dog is, you know, with Demetrius Andrade, you know. And with that being said, man, this is just a short video about it. You know, there's nothing really much to say about the press conference, you know. Those were just some key points that I wanted to highlight. And it remains to be seen what happens on June 29th. You know, let's just hope that we get a lot of training footage as well. You know, like, let's just see what he's doing in the midst of, you know, training for the fight. You know, hopefully, what I'm hoping is that his strength and conditioning coach can hook me up with some sparring footage that he's not afraid for me to put out on here. And so I'm going to holler at his strength and condition coach and see if he can give me some training footage so I can upload it to the channel. All right, guys, that's all I got for now. Leave your thoughts and leave your comments. We're signing out. Andrade.